Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay callin' in this bitch. We ain't worry about none, we celebratin'.
What's up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We got Westcott in the house of PulseNation, joined with a lovely guest, BlaKcHEXican. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. I've been waiting on
Happy to have you.
Good to see you.
For real. You're a blessing to the community for sure. You've been helping out, and we're gonna be diving into this in way more depth and detail. But you've been in the background helping out so many things for the last couple of years now. At this point in time, damn near since the beginning, if I'm not mistaken. So I would love to hear some more in that information. But let's say what's up to the chat. Good afternoon, y'all. This is PulseNation episode 27, if I'm not mistaken. 26. My God, losing count already. We're having a blast all the time. It's a fantastic time. We joined with my co-host, of course, Westcott in the house as well. What's going on, sexy?
Oh man, I'm chilling, dog. Well, you talking to me? I just want to make sure. No, I'm chilling, man. I'm excited. You know, the PulseNation tour is coming to my area this week. So, next week actually. Yeah. And make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Make sure you use the code PulseNation. You get a 10% discount, and you get to take some selfies with me and Corey Costa, BlaKcHEXican, all the superstars. You know what I'm saying? And Captain gonna be there too. Captain RG3.
Oh, snap. Dude, if I had known that you were going to be meeting up with Corey Costa, I would have sent you his stuff. Warren sent some stuff to us the other day. You know what I mean? I'm sure you got the jacket as well. You have a bomb-ass jacket, too, for BlaKcHEXican. But, and so he sent us a little picture of that. He sent us some for the PulseNation team. And he actually ended up sending me Corey Costa's package as well. I was like, you lazy son of a gun. Yeah, but he just kind of he's like, oh, I'm sending it to the U.S. anyways. Let me just lump them together. So I hit him up, and if I had known, I would have just sent it on over to you as well if I had known you were going to meet up with them. Damn.
That's all good. No worries. Next time.
I just need to know this yesterday before I dropped everything off at the post.
So BlaKcHEXican,
something up real quick. The meetup is this weekend, Westcott. So I hope you don't got your dates confused. But it is
this weekend.
Yeah, I fly out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, it is this week. Yeah, no,
Westcott is absolutely tripping, guys. It is the 12th of August, by the way. Just make it simple. So speaking of, you have been on the Pulsechain tour now, going on 2 months, 3 months. I think y'all started right before Pulsechain launched, didn't you?
Yeah, technically we decided to make the Hex Cruise like the first official event. So that was back at the end of April.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So you'd actually been starting this long before, and it's all good. How long, can I ask you a question about how long it takes to put something like this together, Chica?
I mean, time is relative, you know, like I can't really say exactly how long it takes because it's an ongoing process. Right, we just get into it. We try to plan the first few events first, get that nailed down. I don't know why the site is looking like that. Maybe try to refresh. If not, I'm gonna have to get my boy Bullish on the phone.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing real fast. It's all good. Let me just try different things.
What it typically looks like.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. So you know, this one was special to me because I did the Hex tour. And that was not my baby, right? I just kind of hopped into that one. There was a need. I was available. Their schedule was already set. And so I just, hopped on the team and got the work done. But after we finished that one, I was like, man, if I could do this thing all over again, I would do it totally different, And so RG kind of allowed me to take the reins and design it in a way that I thought was, more impactful, a little easier on the team itself. And then, better as far as being able to promote each city, give each city the type of dedication that it deserves.
Yeah, instead of just you were in and out last time. I know on the KSB tour, y'all were like, do.
I mean, that was crazy. We were on the road for a long time. I want to say it was something like 9 months.
Wow.
But we did over 40 stops, right? That is insane. Like literally every week, driving to a new spot, sometimes doing like 2-3 meetups a week. It was insane.
Right. No, I mean I was blessed to be able to be a part of that as well. I got to be the last stop when y'all stopped in Austin. So to check out with everyone there and have some fun. I think that was the biggest stop that y'all had made at that time. How you think the tour has gone? I don't know, not necessarily like how's the tour gone so far, but like what's the biggest city that y'all attended or had the fortune of actually visiting at this point in time?
Good question.
You know, surprisingly, the first event was actually the biggest event, the one in Northern California, which I expected it to be, you know, a big turnout because Cali is just huge, right? And then we did it in a central location where we were able to get people to come from all these different cities. But I really thought that Chicago, when we did the first tour, Chicago showed up in like huge numbers.
Right.
So I thought Chicago might rival, you know, but no, California definitely blew it out the water.
Wow.
Awesome.
Really awesome.
I heard you guys are giving some things away. What can the people expect to get at these meetups?
Oh my gosh. We have, to me, we have the best swag, the best giveaways of any event. Big shout out to Brian Magruder. You guys know his hats are dope. You got on one. We've all seen the lovely bucket hat.
Yes.
So we give away a few bucket hats. Yeah, we have those cards. Hex Toys hooked us up with some
this
pins.
Is like metal, by the way, y'all. Just to break it down, I don't know if
it's official.
So we do the Hex Toys giveaway. So we give away the coins and the pins. Marco the Hexican, you know, he's a local in the New York area, so we're giving away a few of his hats.
Oh, those are official.
Mark Wild, the guy who wrote the second I don't want to say it wrong. I think it's Second Revolution, the book that covers the whole ecosystem, right? We give away some of his books, and then our swag bags are pretty legit too for those VIPs.
Nice.
Oh, and then the coins. You can't forget the coins. We give away PulseX. And now Internet Money is also just said that they're going to be giving away some coins on the tour as well.
Wow.
Hey, Wes, if you win that, you better be giving it away, my friend. I ain't going to let you keep it.
I'm a lucky guy. I might win something. So how do you win? Like, what is the giveaway like? Like how do you win something like, let's say, Pulsechain? Like, is it like a
how does it work? Yeah. So basically, when you come and meet me at registration, I give you your little welcome gift. Everybody that attends gets a little welcome gift. A part of that welcome gift, if you guys know who Das Mom is, he's the one that made the little seed phrase jigs. All right. So we show you a little video of how that works. But we give everybody one of those seed phrase jigs and a little cookie cutter and a couple other little things. And then you also, in that little gift, you get a raffle ticket. So everyone who attends gets the raffle ticket. And then at the end of the event, we just raffle off everything.
Nice. I mean, that's an easy way to get it done right there for sure. And I absolutely love that right there. What was I know when y'all were doing the KSB tour and everything there, y'all I think gave away something to like a 10-year-old. I think she was. Maybe she was.
Oh man.
She was a sweetheart.
That's kind of how I got involved with the tour. So they, you know, these German guys, at this point, I had never heard of these guys. I'm like, who are these guys coming to the States, rapping oddies, you know, going to travel the US? And what caught my attention was that they were giving away 5,555 hex. Right now, that doesn't seem like a lot. But when they started this tour, the price of hex was 25 cents. It was like 25 cents. Right. So at the peak where we're still on tour, they're giving away, you know, close to $3,000 at every event. Right. So I'm on this couples trip going to Vegas with, you know, a couple of college friends and their husbands. And the tour is starting the same weekend that I'm in Vegas. So I'm like, yo, I can use a little bit, a little bit more money for the craps table. Like, let me roll over there and see if I can catch some real quick.
Right.
So I get there and there's like less than 20 people. I'm like, oh shit, I got a 1 in 20 shot of winning, a couple thousand. So I don't win that first one, but their next stop is San Diego, right? And that's where I'm from. So I'm like, well, shit, if they're doing this again, maybe nobody will show up to that one. I'm going to go try and win that time too. This time is the hometown. So I'm like, husband, you got to go. Daughter, you got to go. Like, we going, right? And my youngest daughter, if y'all ever see her, she's in some of my husband's music videos. Like, she's the for real Hexican, right? So she's like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. So we go to that one. They did basically the same thing that we're doing now, give out raffle tickets. My daughter wins. And what's crazy is that she literally said, I'm about to win. Like we got it on video and everything. Like they pull up the camera. I mean, they, get up there and she's like, got her little raffle ticket. She's like, I'm about to win. They call the number. Sure enough, she wins. Right.
That's awesome.
So now I'm like all in. I'm like, this is crazy that you guys don't have more support, more community, more people coming to these events. So I start talking to the team. I start talking to the guys that were, organizing or whatnot. And I'm like, hey, I'm not working right now. COVID kind of changed the dynamics of my industry. I was either working from home or just kind of like looking to kind of step away from what I was doing. And so I was like, hey, if you guys need some help, I'm down. So we get back on the road. I end up doing the whole tour. We get to Seattle and another little girl comes, right? Same scenario. We do the raffle. She wins. Cutest little girl I've ever seen. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm a billionaire now. So, I mean, that's one thing I really appreciated. I don't know, if it's just meant to be for some people, but it seems like the prizes, the coins always go to someone who deserves it, or like it's like new to crypto. Like it's really a good entry point for them, right? Like very few times have some big whale, shark, dolphin won the giveaway. And the couple times that they did win the giveaway, our community is so generous that they pretty much always are like, hey, pull another number.
Right.
Pull another number. Or they'll be like, hey, somebody raised their hand that has no coins, and then we'll give it to them.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm hearing there's like these little after parties after the tour. What's going on with that? Did y'all go to dinner or something?
Yeah, so we pretty much this one's a lot more low key, I'm not gonna lie, than the last tour. The last tour, you got newly minted millionaires coming to the US for the first time. I mean, we partied so much that I think there's probably not a nightclub in one of those cities that don't know what it is. But this tour with the captain is passionate about DeFi. He's passionate about onboarding. He's not doing this for fun of travel and all that kind of stuff. He's really about being there for the community and talking to the community. So typically after the event, we have a nice dinner where people can just network, talk, ask whatever questions. And then a lot of times it just doesn't end after that. We end up going back to somebody's hotel or going to somebody's house. And we just continue that good energy of talking about Hex and Pulsechain and Richard Hart and the whole ecosystem.
I love it. I love it whenever you get together with a group of like-minded individuals who you can have a passionate conversation with. And again, you aren't going to agree with everything, but it's a beautiful thing when you can see eye to eye with a lot of stuff, because you try to talk crypto with anyone not in crypto in the first place, and they immediately give you that stank eye like, ooh, I don't know. And then especially now that we start getting into our world of Richard Hart and the SEC and all that good stuff. So it's actually pretty interesting when you can actually get a good chance to meet up. And for those of y'all who have never had a chance to meet up with any other like-minded individuals like us in the Pulsechain HEX game ecosystem, I highly advise going to any of the meetups. And in fact, they've made it so freaking simple for you by going to pulsechaintour.com/events and actually finding out an event that is nearby you. I cannot promise enough or say enough to go meet up with one of these events. If you have the ability, and it's a 30-hour, 2-hour drive, and it's a time that you can make happen, make it happen. Like, you will not regret it. It will be, you want conviction in the ecosystem, you want conviction in the products, you want conviction in this crypto game, and just the ability to withstand all of the FUD. You go to the meetups. That's how you find the conviction. You see other like-minded individuals ride or die with you as well. Very interesting. So,
and I mean, it's crazy the networking opportunity and the connections that you meet, right? Like, all these people have an understanding of crypto to where it's an easy conversation, right? It's not like this odd weirdness. So you automatically start talking, but at the same time, everybody comes from such different backgrounds. Like, crypto is the only place where you're going to get this many diverse communities, personalities, like all these different things. I was just in Vegas with DCC for his crypto mindset meetup, and to see the connections that they were making, right? Like, oh, you're in this industry, and you know, I'm in this industry. How can we bring those two skills together? And it's the same thing for us. Like, when we get together, it's crazy the connections that we build.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's a lot of the reason why I came into crypto was to be around people with that same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people I know outside of this, it's like talking to a wall. You know what I mean? Like, you talk to them about Pulsechain or Hex or something, and they just bounces right off of them. So it's nice to you know, make friends, especially in person, because, like, for example, Ben Dubar, man, I haven't even met Ben Dubar in person, but we talk on the phone like every night for like 6 hours a night. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how close we gotten over there just from crypto. So
I feel that, man. I talk to my crypto buddies way more than I talk to, you know, people that I grew up with, people that I went to college with, my own family. Like, this is legit my new family. Like, I talk to these people, if not every day. Like, you know, certain people you talk to a lot, certain people you talk to, you know, once a week or whatever. But every time we talk, it feels like we haven't missed a beat, right? Like, we're just right there. So I feel you 100%.
No, it's so much easier talking with the crypto peeps too. What's funny about that, because especially when you reach a certain level of wealth, it is tough to maintain the level of friendship that you once had with your previous friends who, I don't want to say held you down or held you back, but they didn't allow you to grow, right? And so when you come into the world of crypto and you see that you get your first bag, and I don't want to say the money changes you, but if you continue to hang around, I don't want to say broke people, but broke-minded people who have a very tough time envisioning a future where they aren't having to work a 9-to-5 job, and then you yourself don't have to work a 9-to-5 job, it is very tough to maintain that friendship as it once was. Because if you want to travel or do anything, you can't just ask your friends to go. You typically find your crypto friends, and then they become even more of a friends, which is why the meetups are so freaking crucial, so you can network and just meet up with other individuals who share the wealth with you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what I've noticed is that a lot of my friends have become withdrawn. And I don't think that it's just because, you know, my conversation revolves around crypto, but I think that they have this idea in it that I just got lucky, right? Like, I got lucky and hit it big, and now I don't work. You know what I mean? Like, I work, you know, personally, but like, even some of my crypto friends that don't work, it wasn't just they got lucky and now, you know, there's this sense of jealousy, or like, I have to work and now you don't, and all that kind of stuff. But what they're not realizing is that this opportunity is still here for you. You know what I mean? And I'm constantly trying to show them and explain markets and explain, you know, don't come calling me and sending me DMs after 20 green candles. Like, that is how you're going to get yourself wrecked.
It's coming.
You know what I mean? And it happens every time. Like, I literally tried to onboard my entire family before big payday, right?
Yeah.
The entire family. I mean, I went over there with like fucking spreadsheets and charts and all this kind of stuff. And they were like, oh no, this is, like the stock market, like, blah, 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 all this negativity.
I'm gonna get Amazon instead.
right. And then when the price, after Pulsechain sacrificed and the price is like over 15 cents, now all of a sudden it's like, all right, let me put a couple bucks in. Let me put a little bit of this in.
15 cents.
I'm like, you've already missed like a 15x. Like, I'm gonna need you to, dial back your energy. And then I had one homeboy that like literally bought from like right after Pulsechain. He sacrificed a little bit, but then kept buying all the way up to 50 cents, asking me if it was going to $1. And I kept telling him, I don't know if it's going to $1, but even if it does, at the best, you're getting a 2x. Like, you know what I mean? Like slow your roll. And now every day since then, or like now, I haven't heard from him in a while. But for months after that, he was just like, when's the price gonna bounce back? Bro, I don't know that. But what I know is that you need to you need to come in understanding your risk and DCAing at a level to where you're not so wrecked if the price goes down.
Yeah, it's so funny how people will invest in things like Westcott just said, stocks and stuff like that, where they dabble, they put in some, but then you tell them about crypto and they just lose their freaking mind and they're like, YOLO, let's go, let's all in. And it's always the top. It's like damn near always the top. And so you can expect some sort of feeling from them whenever they end up seeing it go down, because a lot of the times when you make that purchase, I always felt like someone was watching over my shoulder, waiting for me to click the buy button. And as soon as I did, you would just see, and I was like, duh, all I had to do is wait an extra day. Like, I hate that feeling, right? Which is why I remove emotions out of the equations to limit orders and many other things like I talk about all the time. Learn limit orders, y'all, if you don't already know them. But when it comes to like the friend that joined, and again, all the people who heard about it when the price is pumped, obviously you still want to help them, right? Because you still understand that this is a massive product in the future. So even if it took an extra 5 years, it would still benefit them. What would you say to someone like right now, like those exact same people when the prices are down? Because I know I went through the same thing with my family with Hex, right? And I had the whole conversation with them, and some of them got some, and a couple of them just was like, nah, I ain't gonna do nothing. It's all good. And then they watched it, called me up, and it's 40 cents. And then now they saw it drop and go down as well. And I'm like, this is the time. Like, you're getting a better deal. You were around when Hex was before a penny, and everyone was rooting for a Hex to reach a penny, right? And finally, on New Year's Day in 2021, I believe, it finally hit a penny, right?
Yeah.
What was that moment like, and how do you think it's different from what we're feeling now? Because again, that used to be a goal of a penny, y'all. Like, I don't think people understand that they used to envision a day when Hex was a penny.
Yeah.
Now Hex is a penny on Pulsechain, right? Hex is half a penny on Ethereum. What if it just goes back up to a penny again? But like, what were those days like, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun back then as well. So there was a lot of, I don't know if it's going to get to a penny. I don't know if it's going to take a year. But what we understood was that it really didn't matter because we were staked and we were accumulating more Hex. So back then, you saw a lot more people doing the math of, okay, if my bag is at this and I have this ladder, then my bag will be at this. So at the worst, let's say Hex just gets to a penny, I'm still doing great. You know what I mean? And if it stays the same, I'm still doing great. What I don't even know if I would have been able to handle if when I came in, we had a 90% dip, right? Like, yes, there were dips throughout the process, but not when I first came in. Like, I came in at a really good time where, there was the post big payday dip, but it lasted like no time. It lasted like a very little time, where this is the legit bear market. But what I talk to my family about is kind of the same thing that I heard you talk about a lot, right? The comparison to the 401k. Like, how is it that you can be so comfortable with allowing your company, right, your job, whatever,
right,
to take money out of your paycheck to throw into something you have no idea about, with
right,
the expectation that you're gonna, look back in 20 years and be set, right? Why
wild.
can't you have that same type of thought process when you go into crypto? Why can't you just say, hey, I'm going to put this amount of money in, right? Or a small percentage of my 2-week paycheck, and I'm going to wait 5 years. Because I am a strong believer that you are not going to wait 5 years while staked and come out down. That's just not gonna happen. I just don't believe that's gonna happen.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So that's what I try to focus on. Like, everybody that's calling me upset, it's because you came in saying that you had a long-term mentality and you didn't. You had a 3 month, 6 month. Stop looking at your staker, stop looking at your phone, stop looking at the chart.
You know,
and do what you said you were gonna do.
It reminds me. I was watching Matty Allen last night, Game Theory Gang, and I don't remember exactly, but it was so funny because they were talking about this very topic, and like you tell somebody, hey, maybe you should get into this crypto, and then the first thing they say is, well, how long before I get rich? And you're like, I don't know. It could be like 10 years. They're like, oh, I'm not waiting that long. So maybe you'll never get rich then. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't wait to get rich, when will you ever get rich? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The broke-minded individuals, man. They literally are just broken-minded. You know what I mean? Like, something's wrong in their noggin and they just won't get it. And it's tough to talk them into anything or even have a conversation because you're like, my G, what are you doing? What are you doing to ensure that you can retire at any point in time in the future? That's what I would start with asking. That's how I used to ask my questions back in the day. Like, what would you do to make sure that you can retire at whatever age? And then what are you doing to get there? All right, cool. What if you had another avenue to make it happen and approach that avenue with Hex or with crypto? And then you go down that rabbit hole. And that's how I would always kind of like open my conversations whenever I would be chatting with people, because if you ain't doing nothing to ensure your retirement, then shit, I'm gonna pitch crypto to you, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, like that's the person who's like, when do I get rich? Tomorrow. I don't know. The next day.
It's crazy that they ask that, because at what person goes into a job interview and go, hey, I'll do this job, but when exactly am I gonna be rich? You know what I mean? Like, no, you're investing your time so that you can get some resources, some revenue to pay for your lifestyle. So I'm telling you the same thing. Invest your time to see if it produces you some new revenue in the future, right? Not invest your revenue to be rich tomorrow. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
Shout out to John Neese. I'm going to break this up for a brief second, but he just bought his 50,000 hex on Pulsechain and staked it 55.55. That was his first hex purchase. Congratulations, John Neese, on making that decision and taking control of your own future, not leaving it in the hands of the man of the 401k, trying to let them make that decision for you, earning a measly 8% a year.
That's impressive.
A year. Oh my god. Yo, I hear these numbers, and that's what I laugh at whenever I hear those 401k numbers, even stock numbers. You're like, you're proud of making 8% a year? Like, that's good. Like, that's not good. Like, that's and it's so funny because you literally see not only 8% moves, but fucking 30% moves in some cases in a single day in crypto, up and down. And so it's funny that they are so fortunate to be like, I want 8%, like, or they'll stake. That's what I found so hilarious when it came to like all the ones that went bankrupt, Celsius, BlockFi, Voyager, right? They all had this earn 4%, and people would put all their money in those platforms, and then they lost it all trying to earn 4%. Or I don't care if it was 12% or 9%. To me, that's just like, what are we doing, man? You put your money with another entity and a centralized party that has full access and full control of that money. Yeah. What did you think was the outcome of that? Like, what? You're playing their game. Go to the
problem is that too many people don't realize what it is that they're doing. Too many people just follow the flock, right? So you hear that Steph Curry and Tom Brady are a part of this new crypto space. and they do zero research as to what type of crypto they're into.
Yep.
And they're like, well, if Tom Brady can do it and if Steph Curry can do it, then I can do it. But come on, bro, like these people are being paid to be involved in projects. Like they don't just lend their face to companies for nothing in return. Like,
yeah, go ahead.
They got paid.
Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna say, I just think it's funny how people take risks every day. Like, you know, they get on airplanes, you know, that could crash. They get in cars, they get crash, die, get hit by a bus. But when you mention crypto, no, I can't take that risk. That's too much for me. It's too much of a risk. And it's incredible to me how that works. And I'm the type of person that when I see somebody else winning in life or see someone that won, I get close to them. I find out what it is that they did, you know. So when I discovered the Hexicans, I jumped on it. I'm like, okay, I've seen a bunch of these people win. I want a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if the first generation of people won, there almost is guaranteed to be a second generation. You know, I can see if this was the 10th wave, then you'll be a little nervous, like, oh, this probably is not going to happen 10 times, but you better believe it's going to happen a second time where this thing runs crazy. So that's why I said, you know what, sign me up. I'm not about to miss out.
No, I ain't missing out on nothing like that. And then Paul Sox says the best right here. You're right. Your friends will get it when you pull up, right? As they always say, right? Whether you're getting like the new house, the new car, they start asking a little bit of questions like, what allowed you to do that? Sure, you don't even have to get like a new just get like a new freaking flooring at your house. And people are kind of curious as to where you got the money to do that kind of stuff. Because I said it on previous streams, but y'all, it's tough. 90% of America has less than like $1,000 in their bank account, which is like you hear that number and you're like, no freaking way. Because I look at how much shit costs these days and I'm like, how you making it with that less than 1,000 in the bank? Like, that's tough, man. I always recommend going to a sales job no matter what. If you can always increase the amount of money or go work for commission. Don't base it based on your time. Get paid based on your production. Right. And so like, that's where I learned, again, if I'm going to put forth the effort to work, I'm going to get paid the amount of time and effort I'm putting in, which is why commission jobs, while they can be scary, they are going to make you a better human being and allow you to probably attain your goals much faster than you normally would in your normal life. Because like my sister loved her to death, man, but she got a master's degree. She's a nurse. She's all this good stuff. My mom got her PhD, you know what I mean? But she's retired now. And so it's like, I'm hearing all these things and I'm like, college just didn't do it for me, man. Like I got a degree, I got a bachelor degree in IT. I've never used it once. Not once. I'm like, damn, what are we doing? Like what? I took on that debt for nothing, right? But that was just part of how it all went. And so it's funny how people put all these little things into context, if you will. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Your friends will definitely get it when you start pulling up, when you allow yourself the luxury of, just like you said, going on a vacation for 2 weeks even, you know, people are like, heck, what, you know, like, well, don't you have to work to do? And you're like, yeah, when I decide I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's when my family started to get it. My background is that I pretty much worked for the family business since I graduated college, right? And then even while I was doing that, I went back to school, got my master's, and was just focused on, and it was in education. A large part of that is that I'm a extremely involved parent, right? I'm not the type of parent that wants to send my kid to school for 8 hours and let somebody else raise them. Right. No, I want to be there on a daily, knowing everyone that you are interacting with. So that was a choice that I made, regardless of how much money I was going to make. I decided that I wanted to be full-time present in my children's life. And then when COVID came around and I started seeing how much, and we were in private school education, right? So what happened was I realized that people didn't so much value the education we were providing as much as they valued the babysitting that we were providing, right? It's a lot different paying tuition when your child is at home sitting in front of a computer screen than it is when you wake up in the morning and drop their ass off, right? And they come back and get them at the end of the day. So I, for the first time in my life, I'm like, oh, wow, my income might not be that secure, right? If all these parents stop wanting to pay tuition, then how's the school going to manage to keep paying its staff?
Right.
And so, we dive real deep into this crypto thing, fast forward a year to 2021, where now the price of HEX, from January to, the whole year almost, the price just never went down. Like it just kept, increasing to the point to where I told my family, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to come back to the school. Like they're like, well, where are you working? I was like, well, I'm organizing some events. I'm, going on this tour. I'm doing some things, but I'm good. Right. And they're like, how is that possible? Like, how is it that you have worked for the family for 15 years and now you're just out? Like you're just done? And I was like, yeah, I don't need you guys to pay me. Like I'm done. I'm out, And that just like blew their mind. Like they just, to this day, they're like waiting on me to like come back. And I'm like, I'm not coming back, but that's the kind of wake up call that people need to see that, this is real. This is not something that's just going away. Right.
Right.
Wow.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So, wow. So it sounds like you did really well, if you don't mind me pointing that out. Jesus.
I'm not retired. I work, but I work full time in crypto, right? Just like he said, put your skills to work, do something that's commissioned, that's work like based on how much effort you put in. I put a lot of effort in the shit, right? So I take jobs, like I just said, I did DCC's meetup in Vegas.
Right.
That was a 3-day event with a lot of moving parts. Right. So I put that together. I put together this Pulsechain tour. I put together the HEX cruise. I put together the Pulsechain cruise that's at the end of the year. I did the Postmasters golf tournament last year. I'm always fucking working.
Yes.
I'm working on something that builds my bag, right? Like I'm not just out here, wasting time or doing something in some industry that I hate just so that I can pay my bills. No, I've figured out a way to combine the two. I need to be able to pay my bills, but I also need to be able to promote these projects so that I can get out of this grind sooner.
Yes. And I want to ask you, I guess kind of not really switching topics, but out of all these shows and events you put together, what's the like wildest, craziest memory of all of them that you could think of? Like, what's the freakiest, nastiest, whatever? Like,
7 strippers on one pole or just 6?
I feel like people hire me because I have discretion.
Okay, got you. You ain't gonna tell us, okay?
What I'm not gonna do is blast anybody.
Okay.
I can say that if you were in San Diego for HEX birthday 3, then you had a great time. And I can say if you were in Miami for New Year's with that yacht party, you also had a great time. Both of those events were pretty legendary.
You're going to be finishing off the tour with the cruise again, aren't you?
With the cruise in December. And guess what, man? That's is my 40th birthday. I know I don't look it. That's all right. Y'all can tell me. But yes, I will be 40 December 1st. HEX birthday is December 2nd. So that's why I'm always so turned up to do something for the HEX birthday, because my birthday is the day before.
Nice.
Wow. That's a crazy little freaking time. That's a beautiful time, as a matter of fact. And guys, that's something that if you have the luxury and ability to, go again, check it out. PulsechainTour.com/events. Find yourself a reason to get out there and go meet up with all of these Hexicans. BlaKcHEXican's doing the good work and just spreading the good work of what we also enjoy. So she is, in turn, also pumping our bags. And for that, we thank you.
Yes.
So there's been so many comments and questions in here, so many comments in general, that it's just been an absolute blast to everyone who's coming in, tuning in. We always appreciate it. We had a super chat come in from Alan Fizme saying, anytime you have to beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to earn, or that you have to do for yourselves. Malcolm X, fight for your own financial freedom. No one else will. And that's something that, again, take it to what it exactly is. Thank you so much for the super chat as well, Alan. But take it exactly like he said, right? Like, for you, you have to fight the financial freedom race yourself. You are in control of this. No one else has the ability to tell you when to buy, when to sell, and how to control all of it through the amount of time that it's going to take to get there as well. But at the end, you are responsible. So please do the work and diligence to make sure that y'all can also win in this game, right? Make sure you have a good understanding as to what you're investing in. I see so often people just hear some person mention one new product or one new project, and then they go invest in that new thing without doing any research, like zero, right? Like literally zero. Like that is the downside to it. Like you did nothing. So check it out, guys, because at the end of the day, you are responsible. No one else is putting the food on the table for your kids. No one else is going to put the house on over their head whenever they're older and they have their kids. And you know what I mean? And you're a grandparent and you're a great grandparent. Make sure you do what you can right now so they can have what they can have in the future as well, right?
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
I want to ask you about like the time or the schedule for the event on Saturday. So like, I know that the movie Highest of Stakes is going to be showing in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and I have tickets for that, so I want to go. I think it's at 7 p.m. So,
is it?
Yeah. So, how does the schedule work for Brooklyn? Like, what's the,
Yeah.
do you know? Like,
so that was interesting that you said that because I tried to find it in New York and I didn't, but I guess it's at the New Jersey location, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
didn't know that.
Like 40 minutes away. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so we'll definitely miss it.
Oh, okay, okay,
we won't be able to do that because we'll still be going past 7 p.m. So 2 p.m. the event starts. That's like the first hour of like meet and greet, just talking, getting people registered, getting people their swag bags, whatever it is like that. 3 to 5 is the actual workshop, right? The actual seminar. So for the seminar, we have Corey Costa doing the opener, RG3 doing the main, and then Aubrey doing the closer.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to Aubrey because I've never heard him speak in person. And I hear that he is quite legendary. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then from 5 to 6 is our happy hour. So drinks flowing, just more network and having a good time. So you could definitely get out then to be able to, go hit up the movie. But then after that is when we do the dinner. And because New York is not the easiest city as far as I'm concerned, I felt that this event would be better served to just hire a private chef. So what we're doing is we have a private chef coming in, and the dinner will actually be at the same venue, and everything is beautiful and nice, and we already have drinks, and we don't have to get transportation nowhere. And all that
in the streets in New York.
What's the parking situation? Have you been to this venue before? Like, do you know how the parking situation?
So I've only seen it virtually.
Okay.
I hear that it's a real commercial area. There's like a Home Depot, right down the street.
Cool, yeah.
So I know that there is parking, and then the person that it's actually a photo studio. Normally we do hotels, because it's easier. They already have a bar and all this kind of stuff. But when I tell you some of the prices that some of these hotels in New York sent me, boy,
I bet. I gotta get out of here.
Wild.
It's too expensive.
Absolutely wild. And so last time when we came to New York, I did the same type thing. I found a photo studio that's great for content, great for taking pictures and stuff, and a big enough space to where you can do everything you want to do. So that's what this space is. It's a photo studio. So they tell me that there's a nearby parking lot, that there's, street parking and whatnot. And then I know that there's that Home Depot that's like right down the street.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds like a good time. Can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a question for you guys before we wrap up here. Highest of Stakes, you brought it up, right? You're gonna go see it again.
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about it? Because I've had this conversation so many times.
Oh God. So you ATX, man, how'd you feel about it, man?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. There's 3 things that I absolutely loved, and one of them, it just came from the basis of the fact that it is straight up down the middle. If you're trying to get something that's non-biased in terms of some information being delivered, they did a great job. The second thing that I really loved is obviously knowing what we know. It just helped going in there and seeing everything that's played out during this entire time, because we've been watching it during the entire time. So seeing it back in theater again, seeing those moments happen, seeing that feeling again, it just brings back the crazy feelings that you get, that you can call it euphoric feeling, if you will, as well. But the third thing is, if to a no corner, my gosh, that is going to allow them. Whoops, I'm frozen right now. Let me switch the camera. I just saw the little camera say it got hot, so I'll switch the cameras over here for a second on this, y'all.
Oh, he got starting. Okay, you got the double camera action.
Yeah, let's say whatever. That one got hot. So the third thing that I loved is, again, it allows the person who comes in and hears about it for the first time to get some more information, to get that little bug of like, I want to go find out more. The curiosity bug, because many times when you leave a movie, you just leave, right? And you kind of talk a little bit about it. But I felt like this movie, it was just like talking point after talking point after talking point. And you could just bring up so many different things with my buddies and my spouse and everything like that. It was absolutely freaking amazing. So big fan of the Highest of Stakes movie. Highly advised, and cannot wait for everyone to also be able to witness and watch it and hear about it without giving away too many details or spoilers, because I know there's many people, especially outside the U.S., who have no chance of seeing it yet.
Right.
Well, that's not true. Not no chance. It's definitely going to Cineworld. Cineworld
let's go.
Yep. I don't know if there's been a public announcement of when it's going to be released. I do know that somebody went on the Cineworld website and found it and then posted that on Twitter, but I don't want to make that as like the official statement just because they went diving into the internet.
But
I do. The world has picked it up, and that there should be some UK showings coming up pretty soon here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was dope, especially like being a Hexican, and seeing everybody that you recognize. I thought that was amazing. I thought it was crazy how some people got cut out, you know what I'm saying, that were like in the trailers and whatnot. I was like, oh snap, that's kind of crazy. I don't want to get into that, but and then I think being a no corner, that is probably an amazing experience, because I brought like 3 of my homies with me, and after the movie they just was, how do I get 10 grand into Hex right now? And I thought I was like, okay, that's cool. And the last thing I'll say is I was watching Maddie Allen and them last night, and I forgot who said it on their show, but they had a good point. They're like, it's one thing to see it now at these prices. Imagine seeing it at the new all-time highs. That's a whole different euphoria. Watching the movie will probably it'll hit different at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It will.
Yeah. So I think the movie was dope, and I want to get my hands on it without getting the
box set.
Yeah, well, how much, like $500? I love y'all, but god dang.
Bro, my face is on the cover of one of them discs, and I still can't drop $500 on it.
I got $20 But damn, like,
I don't even own a DVD player, and you want me to drop $500 on it?
That's a lot. It's a lot, yo. That's a
lot.
I'll wait for Netflix.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait to have it in my home. I want to show my kids. I want them to see Daddy on the screen. I thought that was really cool. I don't know how.
Yeah, you made it in that in the reaction.
Yeah. My buddy ended up talking about that too. We were sitting there because in the theater we went to, Maddie Allen was in there. Yeah. Side Effects was in there. Mm-hmm. And a couple of other Hexicans that I know of in the theater whenever we went to. So it was a pretty crazy thing, because when Maddie came on, everyone in the theater was, and I seen Wes, and I seen him come on. I was like, oh, my buddy hit me like tap because he, shout out to Wes. He loves Wes. And
I gotta speak on that, because I had that experience. I took my daughter to go and see it, and I think that was the best moment for me. Is that every time my face came across the screen, my daughter's like, mommy.
Yep.
So I think that was probably the most memorable or most important moment for me personally, as far as watching it.
Right.
But my reaction to seeing it, or like what I came away with, is that it hits totally different for somebody that is a no coiner compared to somebody that is in the space, right?
Right.
Someone like me that's been in the space, that knows so many different people within the community, pretty much everybody in the movie.
Right.
My reaction was a lot different. So like I had to like table that for a second,
right,
and then go and talk to people who, you know, because we had a big group. So I had the opportunity to talk to some people that knew really nothing about crypto, had no hex, had nothing, and their reaction was so much stronger, and I appreciated that. Like they were like, "Oh yeah, this is interesting.
Right.
You know, I'm wanting to go and learn more about it," just like what you guys were saying.
Yep.
Whereas I caught myself being a little bit more critical, you know, on the movie because number one, I'm a Hexican, right? So at the end of the day, even though I wanted there to be, you know, both sides of the story, I wanted our side of the story to be really complete.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there were some times where I'm like, oh, they're going really deep into this one narrative and they're not seeing the whole picture. Right. Of course, we love Richard.
I definitely thought that too.
You know, he's the founder and that's wonderful. But let's not discount us as far as our education and our understanding of crypto and our desire to have financial freedom for this, you know, group of desperate, you know, need love individuals who just are, you know, aimlessly following this leader. Because that ain't what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for that, I had to like table those thoughts and get an honest reaction from somebody who was not in the space at all. And so I was happy to hear from those people that wasn't what they were getting, right? That they were getting, you know, hey, there's been a lot of FUD, but look at how they counteract all these, you know, issues that keep coming up to them. So I was like, okay, cool. And I'm sorry if, you know, those people outside of the US, if I'm, you know, saying too much. But I got to keep it real as far as, you know, how I honestly felt, right?
Yeah, it's a review. It's a straight up review. That's exactly what we're asking for. And, you know, I came out of the theater as well with my buddy who, you know, we've been in the game for a little bit, got him in all the sacrifices, all that good stuff. And he's been DCAing over the entire time, building and learning, staying in the community. And it's just awesome seeing. So I went and checked it out with him. And we walk out and I'm thinking kind of the same thing. Like, maybe we just know too much. You know what I mean? Like maybe we just know more than I guess an average person would even have the basis of knowing about. But it was definitely fun seeing the multiple perspectives type scenario. And yeah, I'm curious to see obviously the overall reaction, because I know Rotten Tomatoes I saw had 100%, but I'm assuming that's probably majority Hexicans, and damn if we don't take over on Rotten Tomatoes and give that sucker a good rating the entire time. But
we got power, yo. We got power.
we 100% have power for sure.
It's not natural to come into Twitter and get 7,000 followers in like 4 months, which is what I've done. That's not natural. That's Hexican power. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been chasing that type of following for my life and couldn't capture it. The Hexicans did that. You know what I'm saying? So when we attack like WorldStar, you know, we attack those comments. You know, the Rotten Tomatoes review, we attack that. Like we can it's basically a cheat code being a Hexican. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's
funny.
Really dope.
But what was impressive with the Rotten Tomatoes is that they actually separate their two types of reviews, right? They have an audience review tab, and then they have a critic. Like if you are, you know, like registered as a critic. And I mean, it wasn't a lot of critic reviews, but there were two, right? And both of them were really, really strong and really supportive of the movie. So that just goes to show you that, you know, if you're willing to take a look at it, if you're willing to watch it, then you're going to get something valuable out of it.
Right.
So apprehensively try 7670 as BlaKcHEXican. What advice do you have for those wanting to transition from 9 to 5 to working in what you love, the crypto community?
You have to find your niche, right? Like, is that on the development side? Is that like, where exactly do you see yourself contributing the most? And then you have to figure out how to monetize it, which is not easy. This has not been an easy journey for me, but I'm just one of those people that I'm a serial entrepreneur. Like I am going to grind it out. You know what I mean? So for me, it was building those relationships, because I'm not real, like I'm social when I'm out, like I'm friendly and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not like pick up the phone, hey girl, how you doing? That's not really me. So I had to actually get out of my comfort zone, get into some of these Telegram groups, try to find where there was a need, and then see how it was that I could fill that need. You know what I mean?
No, I love that. I love that comment right there. So that idea of finding a need is so crucial to what she is saying right there, y'all, because so often do people just want to be like, go to this forum site and type in crypto job postings and get the job. Like, it's not that easy. Most of the time, if you actually want something done, go offer your service for free and see what happens with it, right? Like, if you got a good idea that you think you can make happen, go offer it to the people who are finding it. Or if you see that there's a need missing that you can fill that void, go get it done for them without any benefit to you at all. Just straight up help them get it done. Someone who does this phenomenally, and I think will be picked up soon in the future, is Kaisa. Kaisa does a phenomenal job just breaking the videos down. And I think at some point in time, someone's going to hire that man to make a whole bunch of shorts for them, because that is what he does. And he just does it for free without ever asking. He doesn't ask for permission. He just does it. So again, shout out to Kaisa. But there's many other individuals who are in a very similar situation that I think you can learn from. And I think that's one of those things. Find a need, fill that need, and then just get it done, right? What happens at the end is the outcome. And the outcome is you may end up getting that employer looking at you that you're looking for, or that community that you want to be a part of. I had always wondered like how these people were getting hired by Liquid Loans and all that good stuff. And, that was just one of those things. Like half the time they were just making content and making videos, and that's just what they were doing. And then all of a sudden they get picked up, right? And that same thing happened with so many other individuals in our ecosystem, not only our ecosystem, but just in life, y'all. If you're looking for anything in life, right? Like this, you don't have to be in crypto specifically. Go find that need. Go find that person that you look up to, and go find something that they need help with, and then help them. Offer it to them for free. Get it done, and you'll be surprised.
I've hired people to create shorts for me. I've seen people's or thumbnails before and been like, that's dope. How can I get you to, make some of those for me? Photographers. Drix offered himself as a photographer for the Hex Cruise. Next thing he knew, he had a free, seat on the Hex Cruise. Right? Like find that skill set, what it is that you can do, and then offer that skill up. And you'd be surprised, because there is money in this ecosystem. And you better believe we rather keep the money here than take it out, right? Because if you pay me to do a job, and I have more than I need for my bills, where do you think that money is going? It's going right back into our ecosystem. It's not going over to XRP or over to the stock market or over to some bullshit. It's staying right here.
Right. It's funny, ATX, you brought up Kaisa, and shout out to Kaisa, incredible guy, makes incredible clips. Make sure you follow Kaisa on Twitter. But I thought early on, I was like, man, we should lock him in. We should hire him to just exclude PulseNation stuff. And then I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, yo, for all I know, he got more PulseChain and PulseX than me. Like, what I look like hiring this guy might take that as disrespect. Like, excuse me? It ain't work for you. So I was like, let me just focus on my bag. But anyways, my last question to you, BlaKcHEXican, would be if you took away crypto, what would you be doing today? Oh, she's on mute.
It's okay. You're on mute right now. You'll get off mute in a second, but it's all good.
No worries.
I was saying, y'all hear me fumbling stuff over here. I went on mute because I know y'all heard me dropping shit over here.
Oh, it's all good.
So what was the question?
It was if you take away crypto, what would you be doing today?
Oh, that's a hard one, because like I am so like tunnel vision right now. Like
I got you.
I'm just in that zone. I mean, I enjoy what I do, event planning. Like even when I was managing the schools, right? Something that was really important to me was that the kids had a memorable experience. So I used to throw like these crazy, amazing harvest festivals with like all kinds of rides and games and all kinds of stuff. My grandfather is a pastor of a church. I've thrown a religious rally for 1,000 people before. Like, I do events, you know what I mean? So even outside of crypto, I still pick up other events from here and there. So I guess if crypto just wasn't, you know, my focus, I would probably still just be, you know, event planning. But yeah, I'm tunnel vision. Like, I rarely will accept an event that's not crypto related.
Got you. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it for me. What about you, ATX?
No, that was a great question. I was like thinking about it myself. I was like, what would
right.
I went down a rabbit hole that was so far like way out of right field just because I went down a wild place in my head. I was like, what would I be doing? Right. Yeah. So I didn't have any other questions at this point in time. I mean, I want every single one of y'all who are watching right now to go follow BlaKcHEXican on all of her socials. You can find her exactly like you see on her name, exactly right here, BlaKcHEXican. And of course, you will be able to find all of her information on all of her socials that way as well, especially through Twitter is the main one. Check out PulsechainTour.com. Find a local event area near you as well. There are many going on. They have two different types. Can you break down the two different types of the meetups real fast before we head off?
Yeah, so we do, it's actually 3 types. We do a half-day seminar, which was the one that I explained because that's what we're having in New York. Yep. Then we have the events that are like Atlanta, where it's a full day, where we have like 4 different sessions and like 2 to 3 speakers at each session, right? So that's almost like a conference because it's a full day event. And then we have just straight up meetups like what we're having in Nashville, where we rented out this big ass party bus, where we're going to have, you know, Hexicans in this gear with flags and shit, just making some noise around the city, passing out information, passing out cards, and making people ask us, who the hell are y'all?
Right.
Love it. I love it. That's so freaking cool. I know we did something similar here in Austin where we were on the bridge, just, you know, throwing the little hex.com flag and all that good stuff, passing cards, every single person who's passing us on the bridge. That was a fun little thing with side effects, left house action. And of course, with Shane. We're not going to talk about him too much, but much love to all of y'all who came through on the chat. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to this content. Of course, be sure to sub to my man Westcott Crypto right over there. Actually, good old camera being backward.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So besides my Twitter and like you said, BlaKcHEXican, don't switch the K and the C because that's me. KSB.TV/shop for your merch needs. We got these new shirts out. I love them because they got the logos on the sleeves. They got the logos on the thing. You may have seen that beanie that Westcott wears. We have some great merch over there. So check out KSB.TV/shop. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
BlaKcHEXican, it's been a pleasure having you on the PulseNation episode. Maybe you tune in tonight and maybe we can have an open spot for you as well. It's because, guys, tonight, I'll let Westcott cover this one. What's happening tonight?
We got Nerd Girl coming on. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Disciple and Nerd Girl will be there tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the estimated time of when that's supposed to launch. But, folks, friends, family, boys, girls, ages all around the world, thank you so much for tuning in to another PulseNation episode. It's been an honor, a pleasure of mine, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay calling in this